What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Hot Takes of Wrestling podcast with Harley and Logan. I'm Harley. This is Logan. And my God, what a Wrestlemania 2-night event that has bestowed with us today. And clearly, after every PLE, we meet up and we do a live podcast together. But we have a extra seat with us today because we are not alone, Logan.
You're not. We are bringing our first guest on our podcast.
Our very first guest, ladies and gentlemen, give your virtual round of applause to the legend himself, Mr. John. Come in.
Just
here,
John,
ladies.
not Johnson.
Just John, ladies.
Just John.
Just
What's
John.
up? You guys been waiting for me for a while, but I'm here.
He's
You
here.
get to hear my amateur takes on wrestling, especially for this legendary event.
Yeah, this is very legendary. Guys,
I don't even know where to start.
I don't know where to start.
I really don't know where to start. Well, actually, we'll start with him.
I know where to start.
Yeah, that is the best way to put it, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness.
No, but go ahead. Yeah.
2 nights of just
Pure cinema.
amazing matches. But there was
Except one.
There was one.
One stinker.
One stinker, ladies and gentlemen. And we will get to all that. But I feel like we should start with night 1. What happened last night?
Here's the thing. I don't really know where to start.
That is
with this whole pay-per-view, like all around.
We should start with fight 1.
Well, we'll start with night 1, but just exactly where I kind of want to go, because there's a lot of stuff that is going through my mind that are potentials. I will say that I was right about a few things. We were
right about a few things. Here's what we're gonna tease. Night 1,
most of it,
mostly flawless.
Night 2,
no,
No.
completely
wrong.
Phew, out the fucking window.
Our predictions were not
way
met.
wrong.
Except for one match, and we'll talk
Except
about
for
it,
one match, and we will talk about it. But ladies and gentlemen, I feel like the first match we should talk about is Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship, ladies and gentlemen.
What were your initial thoughts coming into this match?
So, actually, let's ask Josh, or not Josh, John, what's your initial thoughts going into this match? Because, honestly, John, you're not really a big wrestling fan, but I got you into it showing you Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns of WrestleMania last year. What were you feeling going into this?
So, I've only ever watched one wrestling event, which was what he just said. And so I'm not very well versed, or I don't know what to expect. So I was very wowed. I was wowed by every single fight, even the stinky one. But this first one blew my mind.
Yeah.
It's only my second ever time ever watching wrestling. And I felt like a virgin.
Whatever that means.
That is the best way to put it. But man, and if you can tell, we're kind of dozing onto the side over here. The press conference for night.
We're watching the post show.
The post show is happening right now, and one of the multiple champions that got crowned is happening.
There were a lot of championship changes in this pay-per-view a lot more than I expected.
Yeah, but let's get to one of them, and that is Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Now, we all knew coming in Jey Uso was going to win.
Yes.
And, of course, he won.
I wanted Gunther to win. I knew nothing about Gunther except his name, and I'm just like, I like his name. He has to win.
Coming into this match, I kind of knew Jey was going to win. But overall, the match was pretty good to watch.
The match was good, but
the way it ended was
very
shocking.
Yes. But I just want to say the story buildup was not there.
It wasn't there.
It was not there, but the match really made up for it.
Yeah, I did.
But it's just, I cannot believe that Jey Uso beat Gunther by his own submission move
The chokehold.
and tapped him out. And I was so surprised.
Yeah.
And my God, I am so happy.
Yeah, what we might do is I actually thought of an idea. We recorded our reactions watching it. Not the screen, obviously, because we
Right.
can't do that. So we'll most likely post those.
Still green? Okay.
Still green.
Okay.
We'll most likely post so you can see our reactions. Maybe as shorts or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But so we're on there. We'll think about that. But that was a big wow. That was like a holy cow. Like
That
that
was a
happened.
big
That was
wow.
a big shocker.
Big wow.
So Jey Uso is our new world heavyweight champion.
World heavyweight champion.
So where do you think it's gonna go from here?
I think Jey Uso is gonna have a good world heavyweight championship run.
Yeah.
It's just I honestly don't know who his first opponent is. My guess, I feel like, and this is kind of a long shot, I'm gonna say Logan Paul.
I hope it's not Logan
I
Paul.
hope it's
Judas.
not either.
Name a group of people like that would be contenders for Jey Uso.
I wouldn't say that the Gunther.
I don't think Gunther would go for it again.
I mean, I can see him try to go for it, but I don't know what's next for Gunther. That's also another thought that we haven't thought about. So we don't know. We really don't know how this is gonna go. So on that thought, let's move on to, I want to believe,
It's a New Day and
War
Raiders.
War Raiders. Honestly, going into this match was,
low expectations.
Low expectations. But I was kind of shocked. It was not bad. Was it great? No.
No.
Was it all right? It was all right.
I like the part when the big 300-pound War Raider knocked over New Day like bowling pins. It was pretty freaking epic.
Dude,
that was pretty crazy.
That was crazy. And well, we have new World Tag Team Champions. There ain't really much to talk about.
Yeah, no, New Day is our new World Tag Team Champions. That was our prediction, so that was something.
And now,
so I mean, what's next for New Day? Probably just a good title reign. I don't know who's gonna go for him.
I don't know either. You wanna just transfer over to the next?
Yeah, which was I think it was Naomi and
Jade
Cargill. This match was kind of not great.
This was the stinker.
This was the stinker of the night.
That was very disappointing.
It just wasn't good to watch. There were a couple cool spots, but other than that, it was just boring. And
the only good thing were the women were really pretty. I liked watching them fight. It was really pretty. Everything else was bad.
Yeah.
Well, that is the best way.
I don't know, just the way it worked, and like I said, a couple cool spots. And we all knew who was gonna win.
Yeah, Jade clearly won. Naomi came out with a new entrance theme.
That is true. She has a new entrance theme now.
But does that really matter? Because that match was ass.
Now, what they could be doing is they could still continue with that storyline.
Maybe.
But
oh wait, yeah, go ahead.
No, but we don't know. We'll see.
So the next match that we're going to talk about. So going into night one, a lot of changes happened. Before the show even started.
Yeah.
So apparently, and we got to talk about this, Rey Mysterio was scheduled to face El Grande Americano, but something happened on SmackDown that he got injured. So, and then during the countdown show, he announced that he was medically not medically cleared to compete at WrestleMania. So,
which was a big bummer.
It was a huge bummer.
I was like, dang, that was one of my predictions. But then I changed my prediction to the guy who took his place.
Yes.
I still didn't win, though.
So, the replacement was what ended up being Rey Fenix, which, honestly,
it was pretty cool.
It was good.
It was a good match, actually.
It was a good match. And I actually beat Logan in the prediction.
That's true.
I chose El Grande Americano to win the match.
I kind of just wanted to take a big shot, a risk.
Well, I was wondering, like, these guys and the commentators, the announcers, I got the feeling that whoever El Grande Americano was wasn't actually El Grande Americano. It was someone else wearing a mask. Am I crazy?
Yeah, we all know, John.
Yeah,
we
we all know.
we all know who it is.
We probably all know who it is.
Who is it?
It could be
Chet.
Omos.
It could be Trump. I don't know.
It could be Trump.
But we're all agreeing that wasn't really him. I don't know.
Anyways, whoever it is,
You know,
congrats to El Grande Americano. Put up a good match.
he cheated again with that stupid metal
Yeah,
plate in
I
his
the
mask.
metal plate.
That was
I knew it was coming,
Dumb.
and I knew it was coming too. I was like, yeah, he's gonna win with this metal plate, of course. And Ray Phoenix goes to kick him and hits the makes him like knock his foot, and then hits him with the headbutt, and then wins. But overall, it's a good match.
and
So
the judges happened to not see it.
Yeah, the ref ended up not seeing it, I guess. But
then we got United States Championship.
L.A. Knight,
Yeah.
Oh, versus Jacob Fatu. Honestly, fantastic match. Honestly, I thought that was probably like one of like
That was probably my top 3.
that
of the
was
night.
I would say that was my top 3 for that night. And going into it, I knew Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
was
we
walking
both
in.
know.
That Samoan werewolf was something. John, what did you think seeing that monstrous of a Samoan beat up a what'd you call a
What did I call it?
you said something. It was like a knockoff like US he said something very funny.
Knockoff. I need to see his face again because we'll probably remember. I think I said knockoff Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know.
I can't remember. But
don't know.
what did you think of that match?
It was pretty good. I liked LA Knight's in entrance. It was pretty cool. Came in a car. Don't remember what kind of car.
it was a
So it was a Bugatti.
Oh, it
Bugatti.
was a Bugatti and showing up in style.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was kind of wrong. I thought Solo was gonna play a huge
He didn't.
part in that, but he
didn't.
did not.
He did it all by himself.
All by his lonesome.
So good match. We got a new United States champion.
New United States champion. And now I would say this would be my number 2
Yeah.
of
The
night
Tiffany
1.
Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
My God.
Heck yeah, Tiffany. Let's just say Tiffany retained.
Tiffany, let's go.
Tiffy time. It's Tiffy time.
Tiffany retained. Honestly, as I was watching the match, I thought Charlotte was going to win, but then Tiffany retained, and I was like, yes. So.
And my God, that entrance.
Oh, with Tiffany.
Barbie dolls, and the screen was like she was in like the fucking playhouse and shit. Honestly, creative, but as a bunch of 20-year-olds that don't play with Barbies, that's kind of cringe.
I thought it was really cool. I liked it a lot.
So Tiffany Stratton is our still women's champion,
No champion.
and honestly, I was glad that Charlotte Flair did not win that championship. So
Yeah.
that is
Now I don't know where they could be going with this.
yeah.
Who's going to be Tiffany's next opponent?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Charlotte, and maybe Charlotte is not done.
Could be her.
Oh, maybe. We're currently watching the pre-show right now, and John pointed out that it's someone on the screen, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
That's spoilers.
That's spoilers.
Yeah.
You gotta watch the whole damn thing to know what happened.
Unless you've already watched
Unless you already
WrestleMania.
watched it, then you're just here to hang out.
Yeah.
But now
The main event.
the main event of night 1.
All right, let me before we even get into this, let me just say that everything I said on the last episode that we did was 100% correct.
100%.
I was
correct.
100% right.
Yes. And I told him that being like, you're full of shit, it's not going to happen.
Well, no, you were like, ooh, that's a good take, but you weren't like 100%.
I was not 100%.
But he's like, that's a pretty good guess. I was 100% correct.
But both of our predictions were wrong.
Yes. Our predictions are wrong, but the prediction of how things were going to go was correct.
Yes. So For you unliterate living under a rock people that did not watch it, yes, John.
Well, I watched it, but I still live under a rock.
It was the massive triple threat match: Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins
CM Punk.
and CM Punk's very first main event. Wow. That I'm just fucking speechless after that match. What did you think?
That was cool. Roman Reigns is the only, before I watched this event, I watched Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. And so I was kind of rooting for Roman Reigns, only because that's the only one I knew about. And to see that performance, that ending, that twist ending was crazy.
And
Holy
what
crap.
twist ending it happened?
Like I said, 100% correct.
Paul
we
Paul Heyman played a big role in this.
So we both
match.
had CM Punk as being the winner. And like I said, I was almost going to pick Seth Rollins as we were doing the predictions, but I was like, CM Punk could win his first main event. And I kind of regret not picking Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins came out as the winner after Paul Heyman betrayed both CM Punk and Roman Reigns. So now Seth Rollins is a potential Paul Heyman guy.
Yes. And just the shot at the end of Mania Night 1 of Seth Rollins looking and then just Paul Heyman with a smirk on his face just was like, holy shit, this is going to go somewhere.
And I'm usually not right about a lot of stuff, but just how I felt like how it was going after that one episode of Raw. Felt like it was going to go that way. So it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was turned out. And of course it did. So I was like, gosh dang. Like I was right. I told you. So
it was crazy.
Yeah. Watching Paul, is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah. Hand off the chair to that one guy. Seth Rollins. I'm listening to him say his name like multiple times. I know. Okay. To Seth Rollins. And then just go, that smirk. I'm like, oh my goodness. This man is evil. He's a sellout.
Yep. So no more wise man and no more best friend. Yeah.
No more wise man and no more best man.
Now? What is it going to be?
That is a good question.
That's a good question. We will find out hopefully as we're recording this today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because this will come out Monday or tomorrow. Because this is currently still Sunday.
I gotta do this because I gotta head back up here soon. But
we gotta do this quick. We gotta do this. So this was night 1. What would you guys rate it out of scale to 1 to 10? Logan, I'll have you go first.
It's a tough one. I'm not gonna say it was better because most of our predictions were met.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that night 1, I'll give it a. It was good. I don't think this whole WrestleMania was better than last year's. I don't even think it even really was as good. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to know.
Good take.
Because again, I didn't even watch WrestleMania last year. I watched the highlights, so I knew the results, but I didn't watch it full as a show, so I don't know. It's coming from a guy who didn't watch it, but I don't think it was as good as last year's WrestleMania. But I'm gonna give this night a 9 out of 10 because of the Jade Cargill and Naomi fight was not good. So a 9 out of 10.
Okay, John, what would your overall rating be?
So I didn't know most of the story for these people, so I didn't have that intense devotion. What is the word? Like intrigue. Like I didn't have that intrigue. Interest like these guys had. So I couldn't write it up as a 9 out of 10 or even an 8 out of 10, but I still enjoyed it. And I think that deserves a 7 out of 10 for me.
7 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.
Okay.
Reason why, all the stories were they were there. Like no matter what, each match had their own story. Even the stinker of Jade Cargill versus Naomi, like the I would have bumped it up to a 9 like you did, but it's this Jade. It was that match that kind of got it, dumbed it down just a little bit. And I mean just a little bit of the build up with Jey Uso versus Jey Uso versus Gunther.
Yeah.
That kind of like jot down my rating a little bit. But after seeing it because honestly, I could have given it a 6. But I decided to give it a solid 8. So out of for night 1.
Mhm.
So, but now we got to talk about what just happened moments ago.
Night 2.
So night 2, which was today, or yesterday, as you're
as
watching
you're
this.
seeing this.
We were 0-6 for
Our predictions were very
way wrong.
we were 1-6.
We were 1-6,
We were 1-6 in predictions.
which was shocking.
Very shocking.
And I mean predictions by like match wise.
Yes.
There were some predictions that we got right, that we guessed who made a return.
Yeah, so also more things did happen during the whole countdown show night 1. So, and we're going to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about what happened. So, the Lyra Valkyria and Bayley tag team match. Apparently, during the countdown show, Bayley got attacked by some mystery person, and they thought that it was Liv and Raquel, but Liv and Raquel denied it, and Bayley was not cleared to compete, so Lyra had to find a mystery tag team partner to fill in the spot. But we will talk about that later. And then we already talked about the Randy Orton didn't have a WrestleMania opponent last week. So now let's start with the very first match. And yes, we are dozing off to the because we just saw
one of the
What's happening
greatest.
is crazy.
We saw one of the greatest. Oh, he's about to speak.
He's about to speak.
And I really wish I could hear it, but I'll go back and watch it later on YouTube.
And so, but ladies and gentlemen, the very first match of night 2
was
the triple threat.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! Okay, this one was freaking good.
This was
it with Rhea Ripley? And
yeah,
stuff?
it was Rhea Ripley.
I love that one.
Rhea Ripley,
Io Sky,
and Bianca Belair.
Belair.
My God, we have got that fucking prediction
We were
wrong.
Io Sky retained.
Io Sky retained her title.
I did not expect that to happen at all. I was really. Oh, go ahead.
So, like the 2 other women's matches, they were all really pretty, and I liked that. That bumped it up in the rating for me. But also, I don't know if like some of the other wrestlers, like male wrestlers, could do some of the things they were doing. Like they were going crazy.
Oh, it was.
The story wasn't as impactful as the final match, the main event, or some of the other ones. But the fighting was so impressive.
It was.
We were going boom, boom, whoa the whole time.
It was beautiful. It was just constant back and forth.
Yeah.
And so I was surprised that Io Sky retained her title. I was very surprised. So that pretty much wraps it up for that. And the next match.
Well, and I thought.
Go ahead.
Part of me thought Rhea was gonna win.
Part of all of it. Anyone.
I didn't really know where it was gonna go.
Anyone could have won that match. Yeah, all honestly.
But yeah, Io Sky retained. Did not expect that at all.
Did not expect that at all.
And like I said last time, sometimes it's kind of cool to be wrong because then you're like, oh, it makes it better, and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen?
What is going to happen?
But then we get to the street fight. We were wrong about that one too.
We were wrong about that one too.
And it didn't really last as long as I thought it was gonna last.
Yeah, no. I was kind of surprised.
It was an okay match, but I was expecting a little more.
I would say it's kind of back and forth between like what was the stinker of this or the stinker of night 2. because I'm back and forth between this one and AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
It wasn't terrible.
Wasn't terrible. The spots were cool.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think with the street fight?
To be honest, my dumb ass thought it was going to be an actual street fight out in the street. So when it wasn't that, I'm like, oh, damn. But other than that, it was all right.
It was
pretty good.
Yeah, there were a couple cool spots, but we were wrong about it. Drew McIntyre won.
Drew McIntyre ended up winning.
So
and at
this point, we're 0-3.
We're
0-2.
We were 0-2.
We're like, okay,
and
well,
now
this is a gosh, start.
We get. Wait, was it?
It was the Fatal 4-Way, I think.
Ah, yes, the Fatal 4-Way. Oh my! I think that is number 2 out of the top 3 in that match.
Yeah. Oh
and my God,
gosh.
We were
shocked.
both wrong on our predictions because I had Finn Balor winning and you had Penta winning.
Freaking Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic Mysterio won and betrayed Finn Balor. And it was a beautiful match.
It was a good match, but I was shocked to see Dom. And like I said, I was not expecting him to win at all. I was like, okay, maybe Braun Breaker could retain here. But once Dom, I was like, wow, Dom Mysterio got the freaking win. So Dominic Mysterio is your new IC champion.
What'd you think about it?
I thought it was very enjoyable. Again, I didn't know the lore behind it, but I thought it was a very impressive fight. I enjoyed it lots.
It was very
yeah.
And now, all honesty, we threw out, and now we're talking about Randy Orton versus the mystery opponent.
We kind of changed. So I did not mention this during the last episode, but after we did the last episode, I had another prediction go to my mind. At first, I did say Rusev was coming out,
and I said
Nick Aldis, which I was like, okay, that's dumb, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But and then as time went on, I had another prediction, and I told him before it started. I said Joe Hendry is one of my predictions,
and I told you you're full of shit.
And
my God, I was fucking wrong.
Guess who came out? Joe Hendry.
Oh my, Joe Hendry.
You say his name and he appears.
Joe Hendry.
Damn it! I thought he was gonna appear.
But anyways, it took me a second to realize, because when like the doors open and you see like someone standing in there, and he says, "Oh, it's Joe Hendry," and it took me a second to realize that was him. I was like, "Oh, it is," and then his music started playing. I was like,
yeah.
"Oh my gosh, it's freaking Joe Hendry!"
But don't get me wrong, it was a squash match.
It was a short match.
It was a short.
It was probably. I think it was mainly just to see who was gonna face Randy Orton. Randy Orton won.
Randy Orton won. Did 2 RKOs on Joe Hendry, and my God, I was
speechless.
I told him to go fuck himself.
Well, no, he didn't.
Yeah, I did not.
He didn't actually say those exact words.
Yeah, it was. I was surprised. I was wrong. I thought Nick Aldis, but no, he had to call up the TNA World Champion Joe Hendry
to come out.
And
AJ Styles, Logan Paul.
AJ Styles and Logan Paul. This was rough.
Oh.
We were wrong about this one too.
We were wrong about this one too.
Omega cringe.
Ugh. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think this was maybe the stinker. I mean, it had good stuff. Good spots.
I liked the other fight, night 1, that we thought was a stinker better because the ladies were pretty.
I didn't. I like this one better.
Yeah, it's bad.
But we're all entitled to our opinion, so we're not going to argue.
So, but sadly,
Logan Paul won.
Logan Paul beat AJ Styles.
So at this point, we're 6-0. We're 0-6.
No, we're 0-5.
0-5 at this point.
We are 0-5 at this point. And now we get to the tag team.
I was like, at this point, I was like, okay, well, if we're 0-6, does that mean that we're gonna become 0-7? It's like, this is not gonna go well for
Well, we're
what match is coming up.
Well, nope, we got one more.
0-5. Sorry, I keep saying 0-6.
Yeah. And
All
then we
right.
get to the tag team match.
So, like we said, Bailey was not able to compete because she got attacked. So, Lyra Valkyria had 24 hours to find a new partner. And I kept saying, ever since WrestleMania was even Elimination Chamber time,
Really?
I kept saying, I can't remember when, but it was after that, a little after that. I kept saying that Becky Lynch is going to make a massive return. And of course, here's her mystery partner.
God damn it, Logan.
So Becky Lynch shows up, and I knew she was gonna come out. I was like, she has to make an appearance here, and of course she did. And they also won.
And they also won the goddamn titles.
So
Oh,
where's that gonna lead now?
And now we're already 0-6 in predictions. Actually, John, you talk about this tag team championship.
So, unlike these two, I kind of predicted that they would win because, like, you have that setup of, oh, I need to find another person for 24 hours. And you find Becky Lynch. You're gonna lose after that? That would be so disappointing. So, so to me, it was obvious they were gonna win. I enjoyed the fight anyway, knowing that they were gonna win.
Oh yeah, I still liked it, but I
Yeah.
didn't expect them to win. I was like, okay.
I got one over them. Just one.
And
So I think I had more prediction points because I got that right.
right.
So I think I got most today, actually.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have
the
to
match
count.
the match overall was really good.
It was a good
I
match.
I had low expectations for that match. But surprisingly, it was pretty good, and I was surprised that it was before the main event.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be like in the middle, but it was like towards the end.
It was towards the end of the main event, and I was very surprised. So, and now,
well, no, first off.
Oh, yeah.
So, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
Came out in his ATV.
Oh my god.
This guy was freaking out when he.
And he was outside, and I was like, "Oh, he's here," because we kept saying that he was going to be here, and he said he was scheduled, and he was, but he was not part of the main event, so that was
no more prediction points.
So
for
no
me.
more prediction points for you. But you know what? I'll give you half a point because he came.
Oh.
He appeared.
I just thought it was funny that he crashed the ATV in the barricade.
Yeah, he crashed the ATV. I don't know if that was on purpose or accident.
It had to be an accident.
But
luckily, no one got hurt.
Yeah, no one got hurt. But he just came out just to announce the attendance. It was like 63,000 people
at night too.
It was like, dang.
I mean, we forgot to mention Shawn Michaels actually came out to announce the first night one,
which was 61.
61.
So there was more people on night 2 than night 1. But yeah. All right, now we get to the
moment that
the most nerve-wracking match of the night, both nights for me. I cannot tell you the entire match. I was so focused. I did not say well, I said a couple things, but I was not talking much during that match. I was so focused.
We were silent for most of it.
We were locked in for this main event. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Probably one of the most important main events that we have ever witnessed, based on Logan's reaction.
This guy was actually crying.
I wasn't crying. I was tearing up. I had tears in my eyes, but I wasn't bawling. It was like Elimination Chamber kind of emotion.
Yeah. But my God. Before we get to it, we got to break it down.
Here's the thing. I don't know if this was the best night of the match. The best match of the night.
Really?
I think well, I would say, I don't know. It was still good to watch, but it was kind of slow.
It was.
I feel like it was a slow match.
It
wasn't a fast-paced match.
Yeah, John Cena he took his time. He was walking around a lot.
He took his time. He kept getting out of the ring, which I was like, "What are you doing?" It's like come on, I want to see some wrestling here. And then they got up, and then John Cena, of course, was dominating at the first, and then Cody Rhodes started making a comeback. I mean, yeah, it was a good match, yes. But in my opinion, I think the triple threat was the best one.
Which one? The
Of night 2.
or night 1 or
Of
no?
night 2.
Oh,
Io Sky and Rhea Ripley.
Oh wow.
Really?
Mainly just because it was slow.
Really?
I just felt like
Me going into it, I knew it was going to start slow.
I didn't think it was gonna start slow at all. I thought it was gonna be like them going.
I
at
knew
it.
it was going to start slow, but then it started picking up, and then I thought my side prediction was going to come right,
I thought it was too
but Travis Scott ended up coming out,
stupid. That was stupid.
and
That was kind of lame.
and that was a fucking
takes his time coming down the ramp. His Fiend song is playing. Can't get copyright. Don't sing that.
And so,
But singing, Fiend's coming on and looking at Cody Rhodes and John Cena. I'm just like, okay, so this is how it's gonna go. And at first, I was like, is this gonna be like last year's WrestleMania where a bunch of people come out and
right,
Cody Rhodes loses? But then, Travis Scott gets in the ring. No, Cody Rhodes is about to pin John Cena, but he grabs the ref out of the ring. And I was like, oh, okay.
yeah,
I was like, this is dumb.
yeah, and then
I'm just like,
but then
Wait, hold on. Who would have wanted instead of Travis Scott to be there?
The Rock.
well, we're
The
thinking The
Rock?
Rock was gonna come out. Yeah,
We thought The Rock was going to come out because it would have fit in with the story with what
Yeah.
happened at Elimination
we haven't
Chamber.
seen The Rock since Elimination Chamber.
But I mean, it was cool, but it was a wasted opportunity for not having The Rock there.
Yeah.
But he did cheat.
I sound like I'm disappointed. I'm not disappointed. It was a good match.
It was
But a part of me was kind of just a little like, why is it starting off slow, kind of,
mhm.
But I'm not dissatisfied. Still a good match. Like I said, I was locked in. I was nervous the entire time, so I couldn't really focus that much. Well, I could focus, but on the match, but not anything else.
Right.
Because I just, but
But history was made. John Cena is now the 17-time world champion.
I was looking on the screen over here, and it was listing his accomplishments for tonight, and it said by his 17th, whatever, it said most ever.
yeah,
It
because
is.
it is.
Because he was tied with Ric Flair for years.
Now, a lot of people are probably mad that happened.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that this was totally like everyone wanted it, because there's some people out there that don't want it. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I've listened to a lot of podcasts and people on YouTube saying that he ruined wrestling. Okay? I mean, I get it, because a lot of people just think he's unathletic.
Unathletic.
I don't think he's
What?
unathletic. There are a couple things where I'm like, okay, you could have done that better, but overall, I don't really focus. I mean, I like him because of what he stands for, not because how he wrestles.
Because
stands
of the
for
hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Like, I think that's a good motto. He's the number one Make-A-Wish kid, or Make-A-Wish wish in the world. That's why I like him. It's not because of the wrestling. That's why I like him. Is it cool that he wrestles? Yeah, but that's not why. I'm not trying to argue with people who hate him. I'm not. I'm just my opinion.
That's a valid statement.
I mean, people are going to be mad that this happened. I get it. Now, people are happy that it happened because people were booing Cody Rhodes too.
Oh yeah.
People were booing him when he was coming out of the entrance too. They're booing both of them. But I was kind of shocked that Cody Rhodes was getting booed.
I was kind of shocked too. But we just witnessed history, gentlemen, that John Cena is now the 17th time world champion. Now the real question is, what's next for John Cena? Because we've been hearing that if he wins that title, he's going to retire with it.
That's not going to happen.
But that's not true, because he's scheduled
for Backlash.
Clash
of Paris.
Clash of Paris, and he's doing stuff in Australia, and I don't know.
So
this retirement tour is going to be quite interesting.
I think Randy Orton's going to take it from him.
Come on. I should have said this earlier, but the truth is of this podcast, I'm not on here because I'm a friend. I'm here because I'm a Make-A-Wish kid. I wanted to be, I wished to see John Cena, but Make-A-Wish didn't have the money for it. So this is all I get. I love you guys anyway.
Thanks, John.
No thanks. Anyways,
That was just a bit.
so yeah, I think Randy Orton will probably take it off of him.
Yeah. But
I
here's
feel
the
like
thing.
it's setting it up, and the thing is that they did spoil him winning.
They technically
They
spoiled
technically
him.
spoiled him winning because now we know all of the places he's showing up. And I was like, for him to show up at Backlash and not be a champion, Clash of Paris not be a champion, it's pretty obvious.
Even when they were promoting him being at the Pat McAfee show, kind of was like,
I was like, oh boy. But I still thought Cody was gonna win. Some points, like I said, I was scared. I was getting scared.
It was close. It was a close match.
Yeah, it was a close match. I think Cody Rhodes only hit one crossroads the entire match on John Cena.
Yes.
He went on Travis Scott, which I was like, okay.
And John Cena did
four
attitude
He hit
adjustments.
4 AAs. He even did an avalanche one, which I did not think he was gonna hit, but he did. I was like, gosh dang.
It was.
I was just like, bruh, this dude did it.
This dude did it. Our childhoods are ruined / fulfilled.
Like I said, I know people are not happy about this, and
yeah,
I respect you for it. You don't have to like it, but what can you do, really? I don't know what you can do.
What can you do?
I get it. People. I didn't see a lot of people cheering when he won. I didn't. Maybe I did. You probably saw it.
Honestly, I saw most of the crowd cheer. What do you think?
Maybe people were cheering, but I feel like it was silent. Like, people were like kind of just like sitting there, like, like I don't really care,
I don't know. I felt like there were both. Like, while we were watching, this guy kept saying, "Come on, Cena, Cena sucks," or something.
Let's go, Cena, Cena sucks.
I feel like that was like one way to describe the crowd. Some of them were going, "Let's go, Cena." The other were like, "Boo!"
And so
exactly like that too. And they were going.
And so
okay.
this is man, I would say this was quite the going into this. The hype was there.
It was there.
It was there.
I'm not disappointed.
I'm not disappointed either. I thought that was a fantastic match.
I'm only kind of quiet right now because I don't want to get too excited because I'm also kind of very tired.
Yeah, it is very late.
Very late.
And we gotta get this podcast out.
But no, I'm happy. I really am, and I was quite, like I said, I was emotional, kind of all taking in the fact that he just beat the record.
Now, we did a rating for night 1. What would you give night 2 out of 10? Logan, I'll start with you.
No, this is hard. I don't know. It was better than night 1.
Oh, 100%.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
9.5 out of 10. Yeah. And you gave night 1 a 9 out of 10.
So a little better, because there were some matches where it were kind of slow.
Yeah, that would.
And the street fight wasn't. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't as good as I was hoping it was gonna be.
Right. That's how I felt.
So I was just like, but I still loved it.
It was still.
I still loved it.
John, night 2, scale out of 1 out of
10. 8 out of 10. I kind of have a lot of gripes as he does, but I think what brought it up was I think I liked the last match, the main event, more than he did, because he said it was slow, but the story was awesome. Like that's the one event I was looking forward to, because the first match this guy showed me was that Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, or was it? Well, yeah.
Yes.
And
And then I showed you John Cena turning heel.
Yeah, turning heel, and I'm like, what's gonna happen next? And so, I was really into it, and so it was awesome.
So you gave it an 8?
An 8 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 9.
Okay.
It's a 9 out of 10 for me.
So you liked this? You liked this night better?
Yo, 100%. Now, it's just all the stories were good. All the matches were good to all right.
Most of them, yeah.
And I just I knew going into this like I was like, oh, I'm so pumped, and just the adrenaline rush after night 1, and
I'm glad I got to sleep. I didn't think I was gonna sleep after night 1
yeah, it was
because I had to take it all in. But I was like, it was easy.
yeah, it was a lot to what happened on night 1, but I want to let's do an overall rating.
Which just makes me more excited for this week's Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, Raw after Mania is gonna be quite interesting.
Raw tonight, as we're recording, it's tomorrow, but as you're watching this tonight, is gonna be really good. I think
It's gonna be interesting
because I think John Cena is supposed to come out.
Yeah.
And now we know why.
Now we know why.
Gosh dang it! I really wish they didn't spoil it. I wish they should have just kept it secret. Oh, we can use this one. I really wish they would have kept it secret, but they didn't. So.
Oh, I think it's still going. My thing's still green. Okay. But let's do an overall rating.
They died again.
And it died. Okay. Let's do an overall rating. Logan, I'm gonna have you go
overall,
first.
like together,
Like both nights. You can take the mic.
Well, I can't say 9.5 because I gave night 2 that.
But that kind of averages
9.75.
That kind of averages that out to like an 8 for both. Or it would average out.
It would
to
have
a
to be.
9.
It would have to be higher though.
It could be in just overall the experience matches.
All right, 9.5.
9.5.
Yeah.
Take the mic from you. John, overall rating of both nights.
7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
I liked them. The thing for me is I didn't, I haven't been in the game a long time, and so a lot of the stories went over my head. When they revealed like the secret characters, I wasn't like whoa because I've never heard of them before. So that's kind of the thing that kind of cut me off. But I was really impressed with some of the fights, especially the triple threat with Rhea Ripley and the others, and I liked the main event for night 1. I also really liked the main event for night 2, but yeah, overall 7.5. If I would have been watching wrestling more, I probably would have rated it like a 9. But just because this is kind of my first, I'm dipping my toe into the pool of WWE. I think all I can give it is a 7.5. That does not mean I did not enjoy it. I loved it. It was awesome. So I'm glad I could have seen it with these guys. These guys made it better. Also, this might be embarrassing, but after night 1, they did a whole wrestling bit. They actually wrestled each other for like 10 minutes.
We might do another one.
It was actually impressive. Like they got this man got like a shoe, pretended it was a chair, started banging him on the back.
He's banned from the show.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
No, that just tells you how much these guys love wrestling, and that's not something to be ashamed of because WWE is very spectacular. If I continue, on this road, that might be my reaction to future things that happen. I might go, "Yo, it's him! They actually did that guy." I'm excited for the future.
That was a good take, John.
Thank you.
Very happy.
Well, I think that's it.
Well, I need my rating, asshole.
Oh, sorry. Your rating.
This is tough, guys, because you have a good take. You also got a good take, even though with little knowledge that you have. I might go controversial here.
Uh-oh. Go for it.
It's an 8 for me.
Overall?
Overall, it's an 8 for me. I know I gave night 1 a 9, and I gave night 1 at
I want to say 8 out of 10 too, but I don't know how it works if I give both nights separate a higher rating than overall. If that makes sense, or does it? I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just the reason why I say that is because I don't feel how I felt last year.
Yeah.
And I knew going into this was going to be a way different Mania than last year. And so, but overall, I enjoyed it. I was on my toes to pretty much every match, and I enjoyed every minute of it. But I just don't feel how I felt last year about what happened last year. So for me, that is I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 overall. But hopefully with all the stories, because once one like the man that we're looking at in our screen right now, Triple H, that man has said that once one story ends, another one begins. So this is come tonight, Raw after Mania. Hopefully we'll find out what's next.
What is the next event?
Next,
Backlash.
it'll be Backlash.
Backlash, and that's in May.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Are we all gonna watch it together?
We'll most likely to.
I'd love to. I think now that I've watched all these stories happen, I might enjoy that a lot more.
So yeah, if you guys want John back, just let us know.
And if you hate me, kill me. My address. Just kidding. No.
It's right here on my hand.
No.
That is that it?
I think that's it.
That is, yeah. Give ourselves. That was beautiful, you guys.
Awesome.
I'm just still in shock that it happened. I really am.
I was holding it for you.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to grab it out of your hand. But I'm still shocked. Like I said, love it or hate it, doesn't bother me. So I'm happy. I'm not disappointed. I'm not dissatisfied. But I do think John Cena will probably lose it here shortly.
You really think he's
I
gonna
don't
lose
know.
it soon?
I don't know. Unless he loses his last match. I don't know.
That's gonna
Like I said, I don't know if they will, but I'd be fine if he did. Because like, he already beat the record. It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
So it's like, at this point, it's not like he needs to, go for 20 or something. Because someone's going to be his record one day. I see that.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's going to make 18 and then 19, 20. I think so. So, yeah, that's all I got for me.
I think, John, do you want to say any last words?
Yes. I appreciate being on the podcast, guys. It was fun watching with you guys, especially when you guys did your outrageous reactions. I thought that was hilarious. Like I said, that might be me someday. But yeah, hopefully I can see you guys again.
Yes. I enjoyed you joining in. Logan, what do you think?
Yeah.
It was very so if you guys like John, we will try to have him back. Maybe we'll have another guest.
There might be. We were trying to have someone else come too, but they didn't come.
They
so
didn't.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. We're gonna try. We will try, And Logan, you can also bring guests if they feel comfortable.
Yeah, I don't got anyone right now. Though.
Okay, well,
He's a lonely man. All
No.
he has is us.
well, that's okay.
I got people from school too.
Yeah, but I think that's it, ladies and
That's it. Just look out for. Again, I might post our reactions on YouTube. Still trying to decide. But look out for those if you want to see our
yeah,
reactions.
those are that was a lot, and I was.
It won't be the entire match. I'll cut it like the parts we're excited about.
And we won't show the matches because we will get copyrighted. So we will just show our reactions, and maybe we'll just split them out throughout the channel. Make it be like a full-fledged video of being like, this is our reaction of this match and blah, blah, blah. So with that being said, I think that's it for this week's episode of the Hot Takes of Wrestling podcast with Harley and Logan. Unless you guys got some final words. No, we are good. Ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania is now upon us. And now we figure out what's next for John Cena and for everyone else.
WWE, but imagine an E and a W.
John, thank you for being our very first guest on the Hot Takes of Wrestling podcast. I'm Harley.
I'm Logan.
And we'll see you guys on next week's episode. Peace out, y'all. Cut.
Oh, RKO!
Oh, no! Oh, damn it.
All right, cut.
All right, cut.